And we're back. This is the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, the reunion part 2. We're getting started with Mary's kooky reel and how she's been this whole season. She's hardly been in the season, so I'm not sure how the reel is this long. So we just basically go into her like grand husband, the whole sweat gland shit, and then with Jen, you know, the war with Jen she had like throughout the entire season. And that's the end of her reel. So Mary's explaining why she got all her odor glands removed, and it's not just because of the smell, it's because I'm guessing her immune system was attacking it and she was getting boils. I don't know. I could have sworn the reason why she got her odor glands removed because it was selective, because she didn't want to worry about smelling. Is that just me, or did she just make this up just now? Lord, so we're on the whole hospital debacle. First we get to how Mary rudely said about her aunt getting her legs cut off. She said she apologizes for that and she can't take it back. So we find out that Jen didn't even go to the hospital that day where Mary said she smelled hospital. So that's why she was angry. And Mary was like, well, I smelled hospital. I don't know where, but I smelled it. Why is Mary wearing 2 different color eyeshadows? Just an observation. It's basically Jen versus Mary right now. Mary's saying she did apologize, and producers show us that she did. It's just Jen didn't accept the apology. She's done this before because she's done it with Whitney. So now we're getting to the controversial 7-Eleven argument where Mary says she doesn't feel comfortable, allegedly, if black people are outside of a 7-Eleven. Andy confronts her about this and she says, oh no, Andy, I was just talking about people, not black people. And all the wives are like, you did say that. And thank you, production. They show her saying this at her dinner. So now she's trying to make it seem like, oh, well, when I said that, I really didn't say it. I just didn't know what I was talking about. So Meredith is trying to help Mary out because she's starting to dig her own grave right now. Meredith's like, well, when I left, my interpretation was when she sees sketchy people in front of 7-Eleven. Still, that's kind of rooted in stereotypes and microaggressions. So it's still wrong. What did Mary just say? What did she just say? Did she just say, well, I just, black guys just aren't my taste? So, did you say black people in front of 7-Eleven or did you not? And then she just added this extra cherry on top saying that black guys aren't her taste. This was a record scratch moment, y'all. Everybody's face is deadpan right now at what she just said. I'm kind of speechless by this. I don't think she knows what she's saying. This woman is touched. She needs to be in a room with padded walls. Could y'all imagine if this was any other housewife? Could you imagine if this was Ramona? Oh my God. Bravo Network would be shut down the next day. The interview's getting stranger and stranger. Andy's trying to get to the bottom of what she just said. And he was like, so you don't like black guys, you like white guys? And he's like, well, your husband is black. She was like, he's white. What am I watching? Oh my God, so now she has Lisa trying to help her out, saying, oh, well, she means he's light. He's light. And Mary's like, oh yeah, that's what I mean, that's what I mean. So now you're saying you prefer light-skinned men. Yeah, this is quite the Kelly Ben Simone moment where like everyone in the room is sane and she's crazy. Like she's obviously crazy. Wow, the grave is getting deeper and deeper and deeper. She's touching rock bottom at this point. She just said on national TV that, yeah, I just prefer light guys. I prefer light-skinned guys. Even Andy feels sorry for her. Like the look on her face, like he knows that she is done for. Now, this is my opinion on this. Now, y'all better not bring her back on this show. I can't. We can find another black woman in Utah. I know it's slim, but we can definitely find another black woman to replace Mary on this show. Because this is just unacceptable right here. I can't believe this. This is also cringe right now. So basically Mary just admitted that she's a colorist. And now she's trying to call Jen's husband a racist who's black. I just need to fast forward through this because at this point, I don't want to hear anything else Mary has to say. She was making so much sense on the first part of the reunion. What happened? I'm just not here for her. at all. I am completely turned off by Mary. It's fuck Mary. So now Mary is backpedaling and pussy popping. She needs to make sure she conveys things in the correct manner. Girl, you need to be committed. And you need to go to jail for frauding people and leading a cult. So now we're on the part where Jen called Mary a grandfather fucker, and she never apologized. And we see that Jen is trying to apologize, but she's pretty bad at it. So she's trying to apologize to Mary, and Mary is really not having it. They are showing Jen's tweets, and one of them reads, "Mary shouldn't talk about other people's family while she's laying in her grandmother's bed with her husband." Well, Heather is at least standing up to Jen at this point because she's taking Mary's side in this situation. And it was out of line. However you feel about crazy ass Mary, it is kind of crazy to just call her a grandfather fucker in front of like a group of people. It really is. So Jen needs to just take the L, apologize, and move on. Can Jen just own that she really doesn't like Mary, and the mere mention of her name, she throws a drink or starts yelling at people? And finally the truth comes to light, thank God. So in the never before seen footage, Mary indeed lied about Lisa and Meredith saying they were afraid of Jen. She just thinks that they're afraid of Jen, and she told that to Whitney and told her, yeah, Lisa and Meredith told me that. So Mary is a liar. But why would you even believe anything Mary says? Because Mary probably thinks the world is flat. So she basically projected her feelings on Lisa and Meredith and ran and told Whitney that. Geez, Lisa wants all the smoke with Heather. Geez, she's really coming hard at her. What in the world? Whitney and Heather, bad weather. We doing nursery rhymes right now? Lord, so now Heather and Whitney, they're questioning Lisa's friendship to Meredith. And then Lisa, you know, she loves her son Meredith, so Lisa is getting very angry. It is so much talking back and forth. Like, Andy is not moderating. Like, they're going back and forth, back and forth. I'm getting tired of it. I really want, after this reunion, for Heather to just soften her face a little bit. I know she works at a beauty bar, so there's something she can do, because it's given, y'all watch Drag Race, it's given Tina Burner right now. Like, she has a real, like, the jaw. Child, this has been Lisa versus Heather for the past 15 minutes. I don't really know how much I can take of this right now. Like, the first part of the reunion, it seemed more balanced, but Lisa and Heather are really sucking the energy out the room right now for me. And then on top of crazy colorist Mary, like, it's just a lot right now. And now we're finally getting to the grand husband. And we're basically about to catch Mary in all her lies that she's been telling on this show. So first of all, there is no will of her grandmother saying, oh, take my husband. Like, the more I hear this story, just the creepier it is. Like, so her grandmother skipped her mom and told her, oh, I want my granddaughter to take care of you. Ugh. And then the timeline not adding up, because Mary was married before she married her grandhusband. So did she leave her husband to marry her grandmother's husband? Something in the buttermilk just ain't clean about this situation. There's too many plot holes in her story right now. Like, something just sounds illegal and immoral about the whole thing. Basically, she says they have not been intimate in several years and they sleep in different bedrooms. I feel like she's just cracking because she's lying. She believes her lies. Everyone is just looking at her in pity. Even Jen. Like, I feel sorry for her, really. Like, everyone is looking at her. It's like the equivalent of looking at a crazy homeless person on the train. Like, you really can't do anything. You can't say anything. You just look on, try to mind your business. It's just like that. You know what? That last episode tricked me, because now this Mary, I don't want her back. So we get to Heather's reel and we look back at all what she went through this season. We find out that Whitney and Heather didn't even know they were cousins at first. Like, they were friends and then they just found out they were cousins. So while Heather is talking about her growth, she wants her kids to have multiple partners. She wants them to, get wasted. And we know what she meant by that. She wants her kids to just live their lives because she didn't feel like she could do all those things and be free. So Andy asked Lisa a question about what she said about Heather on the Watch What Happens Live. And Lisa doesn't even want to answer the question because she said, I don't really know Heather like that to even answer the question. Oh, All right, Heather with the receipt. She's like, why did you recommend me, Lisa, to this show if you don't know me? Now, why they had to do a zoom in on Lisa's broken ass phone? So Lisa's claiming that, well, I met Heather in 2017. I still don't really know her like that. So finally, it's basically double team again against Lisa. It's Heather and Whitney versus Lisa again. I kind of tuned out as I was listening to it, y'all. They were arguing about some type of dynamics of the friendship and how they're treated, blah, blah, blah. Andy looks like he's tired of it too, so they go on break. Lord, so the cameras are down and they stop recording, but Lisa and Heather are still going at it. As there's hardly anybody else left on stage but Meredith, and you have Andy sitting there texting on his phone. Andy definitely has the right idea. The cameras are down. I'm not moderating shit. So Heather's like, you know what? I don't think I want to be your friend anymore. And Lisa's like, okay, well, don't try to put a wedge in my other friendships. And she's like, oh, well, if you're talking about Meredith, she's already taken enough hits. Ladies, again, the cameras are down. Why are y'all arguing? And poor Whitney, she's just standing there in her Queen of Christmas gown, just like a deer in headlights, just wondering why do they keep arguing with each other. I don't know why Lisa keeps telling Andy to roll the footage when there's no footage to be rolled. I really don't know why. And Lisa just got up her seat to get into Heather's face. I'm just like, oh goodness. Go to your rooms. Take 5. Y'all, I am really tired from this argument. I am exhausted. You should see Andy's face right now. He's just like, are they still arguing? See, that's a rookie mistake to be arguing when the camera's down, when you don't have to. Whitney, yes, I could totally use a shot right now. Because these heifers here, jeez. So they're still going back and forth. Meredith decides to leave the stage. Whitney decides to leave the stage. Andy's just texting. And Mary, she's in her own world. Make it stop. Make it stop. I want the episode to end. Please, we have 2 more minutes. I want this to end now. So Lisa finally walks away from Heather. Thank God. Like, for someone that she says she doesn't care about, she cares a lot. Child, Lisa went all the way off the set. She's crying, breaking down to the SVP of operations right now. She's looking for her husband. She is really breaking down. This is a result of you being in a bubble, and then it really gets to you, and you forget that you can walk outside of this bubble whenever you want. Because she should not be breaking down like this. I'm concerned. So then we see all the other wives on set and they're waiting on Lisa now. And then we see Lisa saying they can go and film without me. And that is where part 2 ends. Lord have mercy. What a difference this episode was, and not in a good way. It also looks like in part 3 that Lisa actually left the reunion, so I don't think she's coming back. Now next week is part 3, and it looks like they're just going to bring the husbands into it. I'm not sure what else they have to talk about, but all I gotta say is I hope part 3 is better. But anywho, like, comment, and subscribe. I gotta go edit this video. Gotta watch WandaVision first though. But anyway, I'll see y'all later. Bye.